We ranked the AFC quarterbacks yesterday, and it was an impossible task. We were getting Pro Bowlers at 11, 12, 13. Then we go to the NFC. And let's say the scales have balance here because it is very thin.
Slim pickings.
Here's how we do it. We're going to do all 16 presumed starters, rank them 1 to 16. I'll go first and say who I have at a spot, then Zach will go. Although I think number 1, we're going to be in complete agreement.
You want to say it on 3?
1,
2,
3. Jalen Hurts.
Wow, look at that.
What if I had said Kirk Cousins?
I would have walked out of the studio for the second time this week.
So obviously Jalen Hurts, MVP candidate last year, was on fire in the Super Bowl, almost as good as Mahomes.
He was the best player in the field in the Super Bowl.
I think Mahomes was arguably just as good. I mean, I know Mahomes started off a little slow, but
statistically, though, not even close. Mahomes only had like 160-something passing yards in that Super Bowl.
Nobody dropped. Everything was a completion in the second half. Okay, I hear what you're saying. Hurts was amazing. Also, there was one drop on a Hurts play that was huge. I can't believe that was the most accurate I've ever seen Jalen Hurts.
To Quez Watkins, I think it was. Oh, that was a shot, too. What a great throw.
Unbelievable. Big Jalen Hurts guy. I think you are, too. So that's easy. Now let's get in the debate. My number 2, let's go. I know it's Friday. Dallas Cowboys, Dak Prescott, my number 2 quarterback in the NFC.
Way too early. I think this guy is out of sight, so he's out of mind right now. I know he's coming off the shoulder injury, so people wonder how much he has left in the tank. But Matthew Stafford has done something that Dak Prescott has never done, and that is get to a Super Bowl and win a Super Bowl. He was underrated for years because he's on garbage Detroit Lions teams, goes to L.A., first year wins the Super Bowl, now coming back. Stafford is my quarterback, too.
Did I tell you that I ran into Matthew Stafford 5 blocks from here the other day? I was actually on the Brooklyn Bridge, and I walked right past him.
This is the second time this has happened.
No, it's the same story.
I think you told me this.
No, yeah, I know. It's the same story. It's not the second time it happened. Tell me about the Rams, though. They basically got rid of all their defensive veterans. He's throwing a Cooper Kupp, Van Jefferson, and I think Skowronek, that guy that little guy. I don't really know that they have the weapons around him. I know Sean McVay's a great coach. I wonder if Sean McVay didn't lose a little bit of his motivation after the Super Bowl. Doesn't seem like he's all into it as much. I mean, it's a fact. He talks about retiring all the time. And Stafford's older.
And has a beautiful wife, too. A lot of time on his hands.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd be surprised if Stafford wasn't on the way down. Do you think he's still number 2?
Yeah, I think it speaks more so to just how bad this conference is. But, yeah, I don't think the Rams are going to be good, but can Stafford still play well and this team be bad this year? Because they have no one on defense pretty much outside of Aaron Donald, Bobby Wagner gone, Jalen Ramsey gone. And offensively, at least he has Cooper Kupp, so he's one of the better wide receivers in the game. Cam Akers somehow is still there. They don't have a lot there. Their line was horrible last year. We'll see if they can improve this year. But I'll still trust Stafford over Dak Prescott or Kirk Cousins right now.
Okay, number 3. The aforementioned Kirk Cousins for me. Now, listen, he puts up huge numbers, won a playoff game. People are counting out the Vikings after they lost in the wild card round. Why can't he have another good year? I mean, you don't have to be great to be the 3rd best quarterback in the NFC. He's had over 100 rating 3 out of the last 4 seasons. The dude puts up numbers. I know that you don't think the Vikings are a Super Bowl threat, but if you're looking at quality of quarterback play, Kirk Cousins has it.
Kirk Cousins, my number 3 as well.
Okay.
You look at the weapons around him, too. Justin Jefferson. You have KJ Osborne. They just drafted Addison out of USC, too. They are loaded with a bevy of names on the offense side of the ball, even with getting rid of Dalvin Cook and Alexander Mattison coming in. He's good, not great, but he'll put up good stats and put them in a predicament once again with what do they do moving forward in the final year of his contract.
All right. We're not going to get through this whole list at this pace. My number 4 is Stafford. I hope you have Dak here. Who's your number 4?
Dak is number 4 for me.
All right, number 5. And by the way, I thought about moving this guy into a little higher. Geno Smith for me.
I have Geno Smith at 5 as well.
I mean, listen, you cannot deny that he was awesome last year.
And then also, they had a good offensive team last year.
Yeah.
When you look at DK Metcalf, your BFF, Tyler Lockett, Kenneth Walker when he finally got healthy. And they just added in Jackson Smith and Jigba, who I thought was the best wide receiver in this draft, and then Zach Charbonnet from UCLA. Offensively, they're loaded. Even if Geno regresses a little bit this year, just if he doesn't fall flat on his face, that's going to be a playoff team, and that could be a team that could make some noise in the NFC.
You know, I've seen a lot of Instagram posts of Geno working out this offseason. Now, when Geno came in the league, I did an interview with him when he was a rookie. He was not big.
There's not a quarterback that Perloff does not know.
Yeah, he was, but remember, he was a little soft when he came in the league. Now he's jacked, which is not the Geno Smith I knew. I think he's become more professional over the years. I agree with you. I think he's going to have a good year. 6 for me is Goff. Who do you got, 6?
6 Goff as well.
Okay, we're all into the Lions. There's no need to break that down. They're America's team. They're awesome. Now, okay, I'll bet you we have the same number 7, Derek Carr.
I can't stand Derek Carr because he always plays the victim. But yeah, Derek Carr is my 7th quarterback.
All right, well, let's get to a difference. My number 8. You know him. You love him. He's got the highest passer rating in the NFL last year. He was Mr. Irrelevant. I put him Brock Purdy at number 8.
So that's the toughest part, where to rank Brock Purdy, because we only saw such a small sample size, but it was impressive. And you had guys like Bill Romanowski saying that he's going to be Joe Montana, and it's going to be 15 to 20 years of greatness for the San Francisco 49ers. I have to see more from Brock Purdy. I'm going to preface my number 8 here. I do not love this player, and I don't think he's going to last very long where he currently is. And he's hurt too right now, but I'm going Kyler Murray just because of the upside that's there.
Okay, I moved Murray down because of the health, and you know he really hasn't been that good. When you look at his numbers, he's a great runner, but his passing's never taken off. He probably did not earn that contract. Is that fair to say?
He definitely didn't earn that contract, and it's amazing. He's really good in the first half of the season.
Yeah.
And in the second half, down the stretch, he's either hurt or just bad.
Or Hopkins might be gone, or something around him is not good. I don't think that team is very good, too. And I think they're going to be focusing on tanking for Caleb Williams, so I drop him down. Okay, let's bust through the rest of these. My number 9, oh, man, I did not want to do this. Daniel Jones. I don't want to do. Actually, you know what?
He's my 9 as well.
I'm going to put him there. I think he's way overpaid. He's a great runner. He's a really underrated runner. But he's my 9. Then, 10 is I have Kyler Murray. Who do you have 10?
My 10th, I have Brock Purdy then.
Okay. We'll bust through the rest of these. 11, I have Jordan Love, probably higher than you do.
Ooh. 11, I have Justin Fields.
Yeah.
Now, Justin Fields showed me something last year with nothing around him.
Yeah.
And they went out this offseason and they got him DJ Moore. That's a really good move, and we've seen a formula here, right, in the NFL.
Yeah.
You know, with Jalen Hurts, he didn't take off until he got A.J. Brown. Tua Tagovailoa didn't take off until he got Tyreek Hill for a little bit.
Yep.
And Josh Allen didn't take off until he got Stephon Diggs.
I didn't see much from Fields except running last year. They didn't even run a lot of pass plays. And their pass plays were very simple pass plays.
So that is definitely a conversation that is out there about him. But, you know, doing Eye on Football and seeing almost every play of all these games and all the touchdowns is what I'm saying. There was a few big throws by Justin Fields.
No, I mean, he's got a good arm. There's no doubt about it.
But the environment around him last year was crap.
He also has that C on his helmet, and there's never, ever been a good Chicago Bears quarterback, and I don't know if he can break that trend. I'm high on Jordan Love going into this season. I think he's going to be really good. I think he actually has some weapons around him. I know they weren't enough for Aaron Rodgers. So, okay, so we're at 10.
No, we're at 12.
Wait. Okay, so who do you have after Fields?
I have Hurts, Stafford, Kirk, Dak, Geno, Goff, Carr, Kyler, Daniel Jones, Brock Purdy was my 10. Fields was 11.
Yeah, so Fields was 11. Okay, so
now we're at 12.
So Fields is my 12.
Okay, my 12th is, oh boy, Baker Mayfield. Don't love it, but he's won a playoff game before.
Can I sell you on Kyle Trask? Can anyone out there going to buy a little Kyle Trask action in Tampa Bay? Why not?
You could make a pitch. I'm not going to listen.
He's a second-round pick. He's going to play at some point. He's twice the size of Baker Mayfield. Incredibly productive at Florida. You hear great things about him. Arians has always said nice things about him. I think they ought to look at Trask because I don't know where they're going with Baker Mayfield.
Let's get Bruce Arians on the line, or let's get Bruce Arians. Give him a scotch. He'll definitely take it. Let's see what he says about him when he's not the coach of the team. Or not. I don't even think he's with the team anymore.
Did he leave the team? I thought he was. Check that. I think Bruce Arians is still.
So he's still in that whatever front office sideline kind of role.
So okay, that's 12.
Senior football consultant.
Yeah.
Tells me.
My next one, I'm actually going to take a risk here. I'm going to put Bryce Young at my next spot, 13, ahead of the Bucs duo.
He is my 13th quarterback as well, Bryce Young.
Wait, okay, so I'm trying to figure. You haven't done Jordan Love yet. Okay.
Nope.
14, I did Trask Mayfield. I put them together. I don't know why. I don't really want to break down the Bucs depth chart at quarterback. Who's your 14?
14 then would be Jordan Love. I was impressed with what Darius Big Play Slay had to say about him after that one quarter that he did go up against the Eagles. But I'll put Love in there at 14.
Love's got skills. I mean, he has the talent to be much higher on this list.
And also, I don't disagree with you. But the reason why I did go Young in front of Love is I've seen more of Young. Where Love, he's playing at Utah State, didn't really see him that much, and he's barely played so far in the NFL.
You know, the Panthers also do not have a great team around Bryce Young. So
Miles Sanders is going to be used a lot this year.
And I think adding Thielen might help him. But
he's a number 2 receiver at best now.
Good defense, good coaching staff, so he should be okay. I'll just do my last 2. Sam Howell, I have a 15. I'm actually into Sam Howell. Washington Commanders. And then, who do you have 15?
15, I have Sam Howell. Then we both have Ritter, 16.
Yeah, but I don't hate Desmond Ritter either. I'm not so down on Desmond Ritter because I think they're not going to ask him to do anything in Atlanta. Put it this way.
I have no expectations for Sam Howell or Desmond Ritter this year. But you look at both those teams, they're starting to come together, more so the Commanders and the Falcons. But the Falcons have some young names on both sides of the ball. The Commanders, when I say they could be a sneaky team, I'm not saying they could go to a Super Bowl. I'm not saying they could win a playoff game. But they can make the playoffs and maybe replace the Giants this year if Sam Howell's just competent, because they have a lot of names on both sides of the ball.
Yes, I think it's going to be tough for them. They're in such a weird situation with ownership and everything going on. Like they're trying to rebuild, but they might need to. They're trying to stay good, but they really need to rebuild. So I think they're caught in between.
But you look at the names that they have: Terry McLaurin, Jahan Dotson, and then defensively, I know Chase Young is not panned out, and they declined his 5th-year option, but they got a ton of guys in that front 7.
Yeah, and Brian Robinson, a running back, is very good.
And it's amazing to me how they still haven't figured out quarterback. I know it's tough because the Commanders aren't this desirable organization, and maybe they will be that again once Dan Snyder is officially out and Josh Harris comes in. But Rivera, this is a big year for him, and I think he's on the hot seat because he's kind of lost me where you want to build the team, then go get the quarterback, and then he says, now we got to build the team again. And they just have never made the right decision at quarterback or have actually intended to get their quarterback of the future.
You know what? They've intended to do it, but they have not done it the right way. I totally agree with that. But Howell never should have been around in the 5th round. You saw him in North Carolina. First of all, he ran like crazy.
Well, when he returned, he was going into that year prior.
Yeah.
He was talked about being a number 1 overall pick.
Absolutely. And he was that productive. He's not a big guy. So I think that is why he fell. But 5th round was way too small. And by the way, what's wrong with Desmond Ritter? Give me a little Desmond Ritter handing the ball off 30 times to Bijan Robinson.
Yeah, now
you guys won. There's nothing wrong with Desmond Ritter. I mean, I think he's a serviceable middle-of-the-pack quarterback.
I do find it funny. You say Desmond Ritter won, but then yesterday you were like, Luke Fickell. What does he want? He was the coach of that team at Cincinnati.
Oh, well, we'll get it. Actually, let's do that next. Give us a call, 855-212-4CBS, 855-212-4227. If you disagree with our NFC quarterback list, I have Dak number 2. Zach laughed when I said that.
I put him at 4.
I mean, Dak Prescott, I don't know. People just give so much expectations to Cowboys quarterbacks, and I think it's unfair.
He gets hurt a lot, too. And there's a lot of interceptions last season.
Last season was a disaster. Half the interceptions were on his terrible receivers. It's going to be better this year. Don't ask me why.
When did you become a Cowboys apologist?
I like Dak.
You do?
I do like Dak.
Well, I don't dislike Dak the person. Mm-hmm. I just think Dak is the definition of a very good quarterback, just not someone that I could say he's a great quarterback.